All right. So that's the first thing Houdini will start processing or linking everything to. So it takes the name, it gives a null, then it adds the root to it. Now the root is holding all the extra bones, right? So you will start tracking or following the stuff that are joining the root. So let's get out from the network so you can see where these bones are. Okay, so if I bring this thing out here, this is the root bone. See that it's highlighted. So from the root bone, the next bone that is connected to it going up is what? Is the pelvic bone. You see, so the pelvic bone is selected. You see, that's how you identify the bones you want to control. All the controls are linked with, a null target. Start controlling one and then we will move on. Okay, so I already show you how the bone system is. So let's try to get, by the way, when you have a character, the bending of the middle is not the pelvis. Okay, it's the first spine bone, bone 1. The pelvis is the whole waist, like your waist. All right, so that will control the whole thing. So let's see what I'm talking about. So this is the pelvis. You see, it's all the way over here. You see, and it's selected. But if I rotate it right now, you see, it's controlling the whole character. We don't want that. So let's do Control Z to get out from all the changes we've done. Okay, and let's move back to the spine 1. The movement of the upper part of the body start with the first spine. Okay, and normally it's named spine 1. You see right here, that's the first spine bone. So let's select that. You see that it's right here. You see, that's the first spine bone linked to the pelvis. The pelvis have 3 bones, one going up, one linking. By the way, let's do this. Let me show you by hiding other stuff. You see, sorry about that. It's much better right now. So you see the pelvis is here. It's this one, but it's linked to the right thigh and it's linked to the left thigh. So that's why it's able to control all the body, because all the body is linked to it. The thigh is linked to it. You see, it's coming from here, it's coming from here, and then going up. You see, so the pelvis is the middle part. Okay, so it's the waist part. So normally you do not move that because it will move the whole body. And also, if you move the root bone, it will move the whole thing. The root is like, the parent thing, everything is linked to it. Okay, that's the root thing. It jump us back. So that is the root. So the root and the pelvis, normally when you are posing, you don't move them unless you want to move the whole character from where he is to another position, and then you use that. So that I'm getting too deep on animation, but that would take us our time. But I just wanted to brush it off for you because I want you to grab something little as long as we are on it. You see my point? Because we are looking at animation and character, I want you to get a little bit so that even after this class you can even mess with a character. Okay, so that is most part you will deal with. So the movements are from up here, the spine, and then the necks, the fingers, and the arms, and the upper arms. You can move the clavicles too, like like the shoulder. You can move the shoulder, control this whole part, and then the arms start from the shoulder here coming down this way. All right, so yeah, so we see how the floor is. So how do you bend it? We already know that even though the pelvis, let's come back to the spine. Even though the spine is selected from the original bone, we don't want to move it from there. We want to control it from here, because actually this is where we will see the control, the perimeters for controlling it. You see, we have scaling, rotation, and all that stuff. So what do we want to do? We want to rotate it, see, that way, like he is bending down. Okay, so in this case, let's bring the bike, see, and then when we rotate it, we see Control Z. Now you have to be careful on how to use the rotation gizmo. You see, this one, the outside one, controlling, like, is free. It can move anywhere. So if you are using it on the perspective, it will look like it's moving down the way you want it, but it might not be, because it's bent in the perspective or something. You see how the last one, you see, it can bend the character. You see, so you have to be careful on using the gizmos. Okay, so Control Z. Now, the one you want to use is this one, the next control one. See, this one will always move the character, right to where it's facing, like the axis X. It will not bend it or anything. You see, everything is straight. So this is what you want to use to bend. And when you want to move stuff roughly, that's when you use the first rotation gizmo. So that one, you don't care how things rotate, you know what I mean? But if you want to be careful, or you want to get it straight to where the facing axis, then use this, because you already know the axis, right? Like the X going this way and the Y going up across. The other way you can control it is from here. It's coming to the perimeter box, right? And then using the ladder, you can control the movement. So we already know from here, we already know that we are only mixing with the x-axis. You see, like I was telling you, this will only move the x-axis, but this one will move the whole thing. You see, look at the numbers. It's very important. You see how the outside rotation is moving all the numbers. That's why it's able to bend anyhow, any way it wants, because everything is moving. All right. But if you pick specifically that I want to move it on the x-axis, it don't matter where you are looking at, the position of the character in the 3D space. It don't matter. It will only move it on the x-axis. You see, it will move just on the x-axis. All right, it's very right. So yeah, let's move on. So we see how we are able to bend it. That's posing. That's all I did. I bend it down. So the next thing is that I'll move the legs. So let's look for the legs, and then move one leg, and then we will move. And now from the tie, we come to see you are following like this. You are following all the knots. Bend it down like that. You see. So very simple. That's how you get a pose. All right. So if we go to the other side, to the right, we select this and we bring it up. We come to the cloud and we rotate it that way. You see, you could tell that we have the pose in there. All right. And then the same thing for the hands and everything. So how do you turn off the bones? Very simple. You come to the bone and you turn it off. You see? So that's how you turn the bones off. Okay? The display is here. It's automatically on. You just turn it off. So let's go look for the root bone and turn it off. Remember where it was at, right? It was here at the first part. So let's turn that off. Boom. So, you can turn all of them off and you have similar like what I have. Okay. So that's how you post it, So you take your time, move all the bones, post it as you want, turn the bones off, and that's about it. So you have a character to work with, so that you have something to help you figure that this is what is going on. Okay, so let's get back out. And now let's delete this, because you already seen how you bring something like that into Houdini and work with it. All right, very simple. So hit delete